Welcome back. I'm Dalsha Durrani and you're watching Media Dialogues with Storyboard 18. Today we're exploring why top marketers are getting multiple ad agency partners on board and what impact they're seeing on the work and brands. Tell us, like, what is it like? You have an idea, what happens? How does it flow? How does it get to the point that what we see then on television or in print or on our screens? How chaotic is it?
Yes, there were earlier instances of, like, you sourced somebody, can you come and help me in this? Can you help me execute this kind of thing? But in this partnership, what I love in this partnership, and which is going to be the truth of it, is business gets done through interactions and not transactions. Okay? The mindset is you have to move that. You and I have to interact together. It's not a transactional thing, is you do this and then I pay you this. And it's not that. Because again, both of us are coming together for the same brand.
Yeah.
The common cause is there.
You don't see them as vendors. You're
correct.
Not. Yeah.
In that partnership, what happens is, whether it is from our side or from Schbang's side or from Britannia's side kind of thing, there is no finely defined rule book which has come up after 60, 70 years or 50 years of practice. Like, this is how things are done, are the best practices. We launch and learn. You learn through the process, and then those become, how do I get better at it next time, and how do I keep bettering it? That's why I said about the learning effect. You learn through each other. So the role of, in this case, Amit or anybody, Amit's team, or from me or from Harshil or anybody, whoever is anchoring that brand, okay, it really becomes like a conductor in an orchestra. Okay, you cannot control everything. There are several things that are happening. How do I ensure that all the things stay in harmony, and then the brand doesn't get disturbed or distracted in the process? People play around with it. There will be some people who like it, some people may not like it, but doesn't matter. But it's
a change.
It's a change, and what happens is the brand comes across as a lot more holistic. And in terms of, like, engaging the audience, and you get that holistic experience.
Yeah. Harshil, I'll come to you first maybe. Given your role in this team, what were some of the initial challenges?
First, you have to understand your role. I think it takes some time to understand the role.
Yeah.
That's true. So, that's true. I think that is the first challenge, because you are put into the team, you don't know the players. I mean, yes, there's a sports team analogy, but the sports team trains every day together. Here you're not training together, you're in your four walls. So it takes a bit of time, interaction. All credit to the Britannia marketing team that they have taken significant initiatives to put us all in the same room a couple of times, so that we all understand each other. We also see the work, we sense, feel. So then you kind of get your position. But I think also Amit made an important point that, yes, there is the analogy of the sports team, but at the end of the day, the idea is winning. Ultimately, what drives brand growth is winning. And, we are all here in service of what we need to do to ensure that Britannia grows. So that is what most of us are tuning to. Yes, we have certain skill sets, and I think the orchestrator in some sense knows the skill set. So they also know when to pull each member in, because we may not have the complete view always. I don't know if it will work for everybody. I don't know if it works for, I think you need a seasoned set of marketing professionals also to run this exercise, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because you need that, and at the end of the day, there's tremendous pressure. There's the category that we are sitting in is facing competition. So this is not like a hunky-dory show where everybody has to really, everybody gets their chance. It's a competitive marketplace. So, I'm sure there are all these, these various factors at play, but it's enjoyable is what I can say.
Yeah. And Amit, the conductor, right? You're in charge of.
No, I hope I'm not the conductor every time. And I'll give you examples of when there are times when even the Britannia team's not been the conductor. But yes, to make things a little more real, is it all hunky-dory, as Harshil said? No, it took quite a bit of time. And I would like to believe that we are still work in progress. It's still very, very early days. And we've experimented with this for about 18 months. We've seen some good results. There's also good learning on how to improve the model.
And what are some of those learnings that have stuck out?
One is being very, very clear. I mean, again, goes back to some fundamental principles. One has to be very clear on what the objective is, what the business objective is, what the marketing task is. if there's clarity around the room on what success looks like, then it's so much easier just to begin with. And I think most marketeers struggle there at the first hurdle itself. The second thing is a very clear common sense principles. The first is around rallying around the big idea, the top idea. The second is to build that culture within the room that everyone else, when they're responding to someone's idea, are speaking to build on that idea as opposed to challenging it. So to create that environment where everyone gets, as Harshal said, their best selves to the party. And finally, there's no formula that we're going to go by. So it doesn't have to be the 30-second TVC. We first get the idea and then perhaps the best execution that delivers to it. So I think with time and trust, there's also a culture of give and take that builds up.
Credit.
And a whole lot of credit
because
sharing.
Again, I mean, in advertising, that's been a huge
and a whole lot of credit sharing.
Right?
I think there has to be
for the idea.
There has
Who
to
owns
be
the idea?
Absolutely, there has to be a mentality of enough, and if that's there and there's good credit sharing, give and take starts taking shape.
It's a shared value, Dilshad. It is shared value. The moment we get into that and start buying into it and practicing it, it's that shared value. You are creating shared value between us, and you are creating shared value for the audience, shared value for the brand, client. And I think it's that. You need to embrace that mindset, which is why I said, forget about transactions and look at interactions. And business will be done through that way.
Right.
And it's beautiful. It's winning through sharing. I would say that will be...
That's very well put.
Yeah.
Winning through sharing.
It's very well put.
The other thing we are seeing in our country right now, this is a new mindset we are seeing in all of us. Because by 2075, we are going to be the second largest economy in the world. So we are, poised at the start of a hockey stick growth. So a lot of brand marketers who are looking at this, CMOs who are looking at this from newer companies who all follow your show. I think the rules of trying to put the best team together for enabling for that hockey stick growth these are some of the rules. And, I think simultaneously at the agency side also, like Subbu said, we have to break some of the old rules. So this is an example of breaking some of the old rules. There was a lot of I, me, myself thinking, which, sometimes our industry is infamous for. So we have to kind of change that. I think we also, I think what Subbu said, I echo that you cannot be everything for all clients at once.
Yes.
You may be.
Yeah.
There's examples of good partnerships where clients do everything with one agency.
Exactly.
But you will see that I can guarantee you, for the size of workforce that this industry is, we will not be able to see that across every client across the board. So there will be unique models that come up. This is a good framework for an interesting unique model.
There are several market makers who are coming as an outer circle, as an outer bigger circle. People there could be knowledge partners chipping in with some knowledge. There could be technology partners. There could be some research partners, and there could be something Harshal mentioned about the rise of local influencers, and maybe they may come and play a certain role in the process and then go, and that's where it is. So this whole thing is a beautiful, to me, a beautiful interaction field around the brand is getting built. To me, the competition as we have known and as we have grown is out.
Final word. Amit, I'll let you have the last word on, is this the way forward?
I think so, and that's why we're practicing it. And I think Subbu summarized it quite well. And we really hope that what we're able to get out of these partnerships is something that's truly enduring and that really makes our brand shine in the marketplace, because that's what we are eventually and finally delivering to. Finally, competitions in the marketplace, not within the boardroom.
Yeah.
Well said, well put. Well, thank you so much, gentlemen, for your time. It's an engaging and illuminating conversation. Now things are changing, so I'm very glad we could talk about it.
It's been a pleasure.
Pleasure, Dilshad. Thank you.
So much.
Thank you so much.
When you let ideas lead you to the cutting edge, when you turn insights into innovations and use creativity to shape brands with purpose. You become a visionary. An initiative by Storyboard 18. A night brimming with thought-provoking dialogues and celebrating the sharpest minds in brand marketing. October 27th at 6:30 p.m. in Gurugram.